everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a brand review, and it is on a very popular brand that many of you know, use, and have asked me about. It is Drunk Elephant, which is much more of a natural line, and they graciously reached out to me at the end of last year and sent me their entire range, and I thought it'd be fun to completely scrap all my other skincare and just use everything in this range for, I think I used it for like 6+ weeks. I used nothing else. And I've only used their C Serum, vitamin C serum, and the Glycolic night serum, but I've only used this like a handful of times in the past, and I did finish a bottle of this. But other than that, I haven't tried anything else from the line. So I'm excited to give you my thoughts. Nothing was a miss. There were tons of hits, and then there were some that I was just kind of lukewarm about. Let's start with the first two kind of hero products I feel that everyone talks about, that gets the most buzz about. The C Serum, which is their vitamin C serum, and the Glycolic night serum. And so it's flat at the top here, and then you just push, or just twist, and the little pump comes up, and then you just pump it into your hands. They're both very, very thin, runny textures. The vitamin C serum has like a little bit of an orange tint to it, which you're not going to be able to see. It's going to run off my hands, but very, very lightweight. However, I do like the vitamin C serum, but it does stay a little tacky on my skin, which I don't love. So for that, it was only a like for me. I did feel that my skin definitely did look brighter when using it, but I just couldn't get over the slightly tacky feeling. And I've talked about that before when I used it in the past. I did feel that it was slightly a little tacky. Now, many of you don't say that you have that issue or that it doesn't bother you. So don't use my review as like, oh, well, I should probably stay away from it, because I would say an overwhelming majority of you that have reached out to me over the past few years and talked about vitamin C serums, this is one of your favorites of all time. And you get great results from it, and the texture doesn't bother you. So the fact that I just liked it and the tackiness, don't let that dissuade you, because I still would recommend this as a great vitamin C serum. Because like I said, I did see a lot of results with my skin looking much brighter, and it just gave my skin like a nice glow, and I use it in the morning. Now the Glycolic night serum, same texture. Actually no, I'm like thinking to myself, it's not exactly the same texture. It is much a thin texture, but it's not as runny. So the vitamin C serum is a little bit more runny. This is a little bit more formed, and it you can put it on your hand and it won't like completely run off. Now I use this at night, and this does a great job of retexturizing the skin. I did not have to build up to this, so using it only one night and then using it again maybe 4 or 5 nights later to kind of build up tolerance for fear that it would irritate my skin. It didn't irritate my skin at all. I thought it did a great job of helping what it's supposed to do, which is it helps to retexturize the skin. So I woke up in the morning, my skin definitely had a lot less texture, and that's pretty much it. I didn't see many other results besides that, but I have a lot of other products that do similar things. So this was only a like for me. We're getting on to the loves in just a second. Okay, let's move on to a love. Love, like mind blown, cannot get enough of this. I don't know if I'll ever be without this again. The Hydra Intensive Hydration Gel. I just mind blown. So it's like a thicker texture. So you can see it just like sits on the hand. It doesn't run down the hand. It is very, very, very lightweight. Now this just dissolved right into the skin. And many of you actually suggested to me to mix it with either serum. Some of you like to do that. I did try that, and I liked the serums a little bit better. I liked the vitamin C serum a little bit better when I mixed it with the Hydra gel. Now, this does wonders for helping with hydration. Like I found when using this, the dehydration that I was suffering from, dry spots and just kind of my skin has been all over the place since having Miles, and this just really put moisture back into my skin. I use this morning and night. There wasn't a day that went by that I didn't use this. And even on the days that I wasn't using either one of the serums, I would still always use this. Like there were days that I was just like too exhausted, cleanse, and then just do a quick mist, and then I would put this on my skin and sometimes just go to bed. But I pretty much, there wasn't a day that went by that I didn't use this. Absolutely loved it. I feel that's really, I mean, I've heard people talk about this, but obviously there's like the 2 serums and then another one of the moisturizers really gets a ton of buzz. But this, if I had to say one product to start with, because the reason why I think it's a great product to start with is because you can easily slip it into your routine. Maybe you're using a retinol, maybe you're using vitamin C, maybe you're using different AHAs or BHAs or different acids or whatnot. You could always benefit from adding more hydration into your routine. And this is great because you can just add it in. You don't have to substitute it for anything else. You don't have to put it in and remove something else. So that is why I highly recommend starting with a product like that. All right, the cleanser, the Bestie No. 9 Jelly Cleanser. Love this stuff. I mean, I've talked before about, I don't know, if you've been following me for a while, you know my love of nude skincare from back in the day. Their Omega Cleansing Jelly, like, blew my mind. This is a little bit more runny. I don't know if you can, it's so hard because it's clear. So it's just, it doesn't run too much down the hand. So it's not like extremely watery, but it's not extremely thick either. I'll link to the blog post below where I took some still photos of the cleanser so you can see kind of what it looks like just, you know, in a better lighting and just like still on my arm. This was fantastic at removing makeup, and it didn't really foam up too much, so I just kind of would massage it in and then just splash some water and it would emulsify and just come right off. And I found it did a great job of removing my makeup. I didn't really use this as a second cleanse. I found this better for me at removing my makeup. I like second cleanses to be a little bit more hydrating, a little bit more milky or whatever, maybe exfoliating. But I found this was just very no nonsense, doesn't strip your skin, doesn't make it feel tight or dry afterwards. Also, it says it's formulated at an ideal non-stripping pH level of 5.9. So it definitely is not going to make your skin. My skin's been a lot drier, and it has been drier over the past year where it used to be very oily. So I'm always hesitant with gel cleansers or jelly cleansers for fear that they're going to foam up too much and dry out my skin. This does not. All right, the Virgin Marula Luxury Face Oil. Now this, oh my gosh, all the packaging is white, so my lighting is like blowing it out here. Now this is typical dropper, you know, dropper application, and it's very, very, very runny, and it's quite a thicker oil. It really is. It is not a thin face oil. I have some face oils that I really love because they're quite thin, and so I never have to worry about putting too much on or being too heavy or being too greasy and me going to bed and it getting all over my pillow and whatnot. This is definitely on the thicker side. So very little bit, I mean, sometimes just one drop would cover my entire face. I would literally just put like one drop in my hands, kind of massage together and just press it all over. Because I made the mistake the first night of like doing a few drops and it was, my skin was just like grease. And I was like, I gotta remove some of this. So I don't know, maybe if you have exceptionally dry skin, this would probably be great. But this was just a great hydrating oil. I didn't find that it did any type of retexturizing or brightening or removing of dark spots or anything like that. It just was great at nourishing my skin when my skin was feeling very irritated or dry. It was great at kind of putting some moisture and comfort back into the skin. However, this was a like for me because I have a lot of other face oils that I like the texture a little bit more, and I find that they really help give my skin a glow when I'm using them regularly. This, like I said, was a like. So I definitely know it is much more of a thicker texture. So if you are exceptionally oily or you're hesitant about trying a face oil, that may be one to skip just because if you don't use the smallest amount, it can be too much. All right, I didn't know how else to show these. The bars of soap. These are hold on. I pulled it up on my phone because I don't remember their names. It's like Juju and Peaky or something. The Peaky bar, which is the white one, and the Juju bar, which is the kind of grayish brown one. I am not a bar soap fan. I do not use bar soap on my body. I don't want to use it on my face. So when this came, I was like, I'm committed to the process. I'm committed to the process. But I did not want to put these on my face, I have to tell you. I started with the white one, which is the more hydrating, moisturizing of the two. And the first time I used it as a second cleanse. I'm not here, it's not removing makeup or whatever. It's definitely as a second cleanse, or maybe when I haven't worn any makeup that day. And I put it on my skin, and I'm kind of massaging it in, and I was like, skin's not feeling very tight. Let me rinse it off. And then that's when the tightness is going to set in. And I rinsed it off, and I was really, really impressed. My skin still felt really balanced, felt hydrated. It didn't feel as hydrated, let's say, as some of my like really intense balm cleansers that are really rich and whatnot. It didn't feel that hydrated, but it wasn't tight and uncomfortable. So, and I actually started using this in the morning as a morning cleanse. I just kept it in my shower, and I really started to like it. The only thing is the packaging. I didn't know what to put it on, so I just stuck it in like the little box that it came in, which easily starts to get like dirty and yucky because it gets wet and stuff, so I didn't know what else to do with it. Now, this one is a little more exfoliating, so I didn't use this every day, and I was gonna use it on my face, like directly from the bar, because sometimes I do that with the other one, and then I thought to myself, it has like little bits in it, it feels a little exfoliating. Let me check online, and it says like don't use it directly onto your skin, like the bar onto your skin, and I was like, okay, good thing I didn't do that. So I would just kind of lather up in my hands, and this was great for like detoxifying, decongesting the skin if my skin was a little, I don't know, breaking out a little bit or just feeling a little gunky. I would pull this out and use this. Both of them did impress me because I really thought I was going to hate them. If you do, now, a lot of the reviews online, people go bananas for these soap bars. So they were just a like for me. However, if you do like a bar of soap, maybe for the face, and you're interested in trying something like that, I would give these a go because I didn't have a bad experience with them at all. They just were, it's just not, I like an oil or a balm or something like that a little bit more. All right, the Sheer Physical Daily Defense, SPF. SPF 30. This I definitely liked, but I felt it still had a little bit of a white finish on the skin. And that was, I kind of anticipated it because of the texture, and when I was applying it, I was like, this could have a little bit of like a whitish cast on the skin. And I really tried to rub it in, and my skin still did look a little like pale when it was on, but it wore beautifully under makeup. It doesn't make my skin oily or, look shiny throughout the day. And so if you want more of a physical sunscreen, like sheer physical sunscreen, and this might be a good option. If you have used this and you have darker skin than me, please leave me a comment below and let me know, does the whitish cast show up on your skin or does it go away? Or is it bothersome? Because I want to hear from other people that have a different skin tone than me, because this is a very popular product again as well. So as I was putting it on, I was wondering how this would work for darker skins. So I would love to hear from you. So please leave me a comment so other people can see and get different opinions of people with skin tones different than mine. That was a like for me. I know it seems like a lot of these are likes, but we're definitely getting to some that I was just like, the rest of them was all like crazy bananas over. The next product was a major, major love for me. It is the super popular, I feel like product has pretty much gone viral almost. It is the Baby Facial. So amazing. So the texture, let me show you. It's like a thick, I don't know, like a thick cream texture, and it's kind of a little orangey. You just kind of like rub it into the skin and leave it on the skin. It's a mask, or kind of a, yeah, like a mask. I just leave it on for maybe 10 minutes. Now, this is 25% alpha hydroxy acids and 2% beta hydroxy acids. So this is a product that you need to work up to. If you have very sensitive skin, I would patch test this like on the smallest little side of your face because it is strong. My skin's pretty tough. It's gone through some periods of being a little more sensitive, but I was able to get through this, and it did tingle a ton at first, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can take this. Like, this is really strong. And then after about 30 seconds to a minute, it began to kind of settle down. I mean, after that, I don't even, like, that's all she wrote. Like, I washed it off, and I was like, I think I've got better skin than Miles. My skin was ridiculously soft. It's glowing, soft. It wasn't dehydrated, dry, tight, anything. It was absolutely lovely. It's a bit pricey. I think it's like $80. But this is a product, I would only use this maybe twice a week, but most of the time I was just using this once a week. So this is definitely something to splurge on if you want something to help with texture and, you know, just really helping to resurface the skin. This is worth every penny. Highly recommend. That was a love, love, love. Another major love for me, which a lot of you told me you loved as well, is the Lala Retro Whipped Cream. The only product I don't have here is the Protini. So that launched just recently, so I actually don't have that. But the Lala Retro Whipped Cream is like one of these little applicators, dispensers, and you just push down and the product comes up here. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see. It is a very thick cream. Now, it is not thick in the way of heavy, suffocating, leaves your skin feeling like it's too much. It is heavy but light. And I guess that's where the whipped texture and the whipped name comes in. I can't get enough of this. It's so replenishing. That's what I felt. I mean, the face oil definitely really took it to a whole other level with replenishing and really adding back into the moisture. But like I said, that could be a little too heavy for me sometimes. This is something I could use all year round, even though it's very, very rich and hydrating. The texture still is like thick enough for the winter, but light enough for the summer. It is such a unique product, and I just found that my skin loved this. Every time I put it on, it was just instantly, my skin just felt like it could breathe. It was like exhaling. And it just helped to calm any redness as well. I didn't break out well on it. I mean, I didn't break out the entire time that I was using all of these products. So that really was a testament to me. I mean, I haven't been breaking out as much as before, but my hormones obviously have been kind of all over the place. But I didn't feel any, breakouts or irritations or anything from any of the products, which was really a nice treat to use like an entire line, and every single product worked for my skin. Okay, another love, which was kind of one of those things where it's like, am I really loving this product? Like, it's just a lip balm. It's their Lippy Balm. And it's just a little twist up, lip balm. Like, nothing earth-shattering, but it's so good. I don't know how to, I don't, like, it's just lightweight, but nourishing, but rich enough. You can use it under lipstick. You can use it at night as a treatment. I just kept it in my bathroom, and I was just constantly, like, reapplying all the time. And I remember saying, like, after the first few days, and I was like, is the winner so far the lip balm? Because that is ridiculous. Like, that is how much I loved this product. Another product from them that I will not be without. I will continue to repurchase this once I run out of this. And the final product is the Shaba Complex Eye Serum. And this is a very lightweight eye serum. So here you can see Just very, very, it's like a thin, it's not watery and runny. It still has some thickness to it, but it definitely is very, very thin. This was not rich enough for me. My eyes had been very, very dry. On its own, I found that it helped to hydrate my eyes, but it didn't give them the complete moisture that I really needed. And so I added this actually with a thicker eye cream. Because it is a serum, I liked layering it under another eye cream. So if you don't suffer from dry eyes, I think this is a fantastic, like sometimes if you feel like maybe you get too much milia under your eyes or you just don't need a really heavy, rich eye cream, this is perfect just in itself. This, however, is great though to add, like I did, underneath your favorite richer eye cream because it's very thin, it's very lightweight, and it just kind of like dissolves into the skin. It helps target fine lines, wrinkles, dark circles, puffiness. I mean, I found for me, my eyes did look very like awake and fresh when using it, but it just wasn't heavy enough for me. But that being said, I like that it can be either layered for people that need more moisture or used alone for people that need less. So it's not one of those products where it's like, well, you can only use it if you have this type of eyes or these are your concerns or whatnot. It kind of, and that's what I found about the whole line is it pretty much, you can use any of these products. Like it's pretty much not targeted towards a certain age group, a certain concerns. I mean, I was using this entire range and I felt like my skin was just very taken care of. Like it hit all the boxes. We've got some retexturizing, we've got some anti-aging, we've got some brightening, hydration, calming, exfoliating. I mean, it hit everything. So if I had to pick out my top 3, because I know you guys are going to want me to like narrow it down to my favorites. The Hydra Intensive Hydration Gel, for sure. The Baby Facial, for sure. And no, I can't do it to 3. I need to do it to 4. The Lala Retro Whipped Cream, and then the lip balm. I have to throw that in there because, I mean, this maybe a little bit wins out a little bit more of the lip balm because it is going to do more for like, your whole face rather than just your lips. But I love this little thing. So those are my favorites out of everything. Like I said, nothing was a miss for me. And that was actually surprising. I thought for sure there'd be a product that I was like, no, I thought the soap bars were going to be that. But surprisingly, I didn't feel that way. They actually were a lot nicer than I was anticipating. Don't judge a book by its cover. And so I hope this was helpful. And I'd love to hear what your favorites are. And also, again, sound off. If you have a darker skin tone than me and you've used the SPF 30, please let me know how it wears on darker skin. Does it leave a whitish cast? Because, like I said, it did slightly on me, but you know, I was able to kind of like rub it in. And love to know what your favorite products from the line are. And I'll link everything I talked about down below, as well as the blog post of the cleanser so you can see it in a little more still shot. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.